my back blown out in peace. You think I got time to talk about a divorce that's a year old?
By the time Aaron's flight to London landed, the blogs were already in overdrive. Because what the world didn't know was that the BET afterparty hadn't just been tense, it had been chaotic. A video had accidentally leaked from a staff member's phone. A shaky 17-second clip of Aaron and Teyana in a heated argument near the VIP bar. You couldn't hear the words clearly, but you could read the body language. Aaron leaning in close, Teyana stepping back, her face tightening before she turned away and stormed off. Within minutes, #Teyana and Aaron started trending again. Some fans swore they heard him say, "You embarrassed me," while others claimed she shouted, "I'm not your possession." The clip racked up millions of views overnight. Memes were already being made before either of them woke up the next morning. That same night, an anonymous celebrity stylist posted a cryptic tweet. "Men love red carpet women until the carpet gets too red for their ego." No names, no tags, but everyone knew exactly who she meant. And then came the whispers that made it worse. A source from the afterparty claimed Aaron wasn't alone when he left. According to one witness, he was seen getting into a black SUV with a mystery woman in a silver dress. Someone the blogs quickly identified as a British model who'd recently worked with him on a campaign. Screenshots of her following and unfollowing Teyana within hours only fueled the fire. The internet went wild. "He left with her?" one fan tweeted. "Not the same night he got mad about a dress," another replied. Someone else added, "The hypocrisy is glowing brighter than her outfit." By the time morning came, paparazzi were camped outside Teyana's house. She didn't step out, but her team did. A stylist friend was seen carrying out a rack of designer clothes, rumored to be pieces Teyana had planned to wear on her next trip with Aaron. "Cancelled plans," one gossip site wrote. And if that wasn't enough drama, an audio leak hit the internet 2 days later. A voice note supposedly of Teyana venting to a close friend. It wasn't confirmed to be her, but it sounded painfully familiar. The same raspy voice, the same tone of heartbreak. "I can't keep loving someone who wants me small," the voice said. "I didn't fight this hard to dim my own light." The clip went viral instantly. Aaron's camp denied everything. They claimed he'd left the party alone and that the mystery woman's story was a complete fabrication. But the damage was done. Public opinion had already shifted. And then, because the internet never rests, someone dug up old DMs between Aaron and a fan account from months earlier. The messages were flirty, casual, but suggestive enough to spark 1,000 new think pieces. "He's been outside," one gossip page posted, followed by a fire emoji and a popcorn gif. Teyana, on the other hand, stayed silent. Until the following Friday. She showed up unannounced at an art event in downtown Atlanta, wearing a glittering silver two-piece that looked suspiciously like the one the mystery woman had worn in that SUV photo. Cameras flashed like lightning. When asked how she was doing, she smiled coolly and said, "Glowing hurts some people's eyes." That one sentence broke the internet again. Hashtags exploded. #glowing hurts, #Team Teyana, #dim for no one. Celebrities reposted it, fans made merch, and suddenly what started as a dress drama had turned into a cultural moment. Aaron's PR team scrambled, pushing out interviews and friendly press to distract from the chaos. But the internet doesn't forget, and neither did Teyana. A week later, she posted a snippet of a new song on Instagram. Slow, sultry, but sharp. The lyrics, "You loved my flame till it burned your pride." The caption read, "Sometimes art tells the truth before you do." Everyone knew this wasn't just about a red carpet anymore. This was about control, ego, and a woman reclaiming her spotlight. And somewhere across the ocean, scrolling through the noise, Aaron Pierre finally understood. He wasn't just losing the argument. He was losing the narrative. It started as whispers, but within hours, it had spiraled into a full-blown cultural moment. The internet had already crowned her the queen of the BET Awards red carpet. But after that post, after that silence, Teyana Taylor became something more than a trend. She became a symbol. The black and white mirror photo had already broken the internet once, but this time it carried a different kind of power. No filters. No gloss. Just Teyana, strong, unapologetic, and alone. The caption read, "A woman should never shrink herself to fit into a man's comfort zone." No tags. No emojis. But the message hit like thunder. That one sentence turned into a battle cry. The post was shared over 1 million times in less than 24 hours. Fans flooded the comments with hearts, fire emojis, and the words, "We see you, Queen." Celebrities joined in. Actresses, singers, influencers. Everyone seemed to find a piece of themselves in her words. But for Aaron, that post wasn't empowerment. It was exposure. Behind closed doors, things were far from glamorous. Sources close to the couple claimed Aaron felt blindsided. He hadn't expected her to take what he thought was a private disagreement and turn it into a global statement. "She made me look like the villain," he allegedly told a friend. "I didn't mean it like that." But the internet doesn't care about intentions, only narratives. And the narrative was clear. Teyana Taylor had outgrown the man who couldn't handle her shine. Blogs started piecing everything together. The subtle red carpet distance, the lack of photos, the unfollow-follow moment, the cryptic captions. YouTubers released hour-long breakdowns titled things like, "The Real Reason Teyana and Aaron Might Be Over," and "Why Powerful Women Keep Attracting Insecure Men." It wasn't just gossip anymore. It was commentary. Even media outlets that usually stayed neutral joined the conversation. One popular podcast host said, "What we're seeing here isn't just relationship drama. It's a reflection of what happens when strong women refuse to dim their light for fragile egos." The clip went viral. Meanwhile, Aaron tried to regain control of the story. He posted a sleek black and white gym photo, tight-lipped, jaw clenched, captioned simply, "Discipline, focus, purpose." It was meant to look stoic, unbothered. But the internet had other plans. Within minutes, screenshots of his post were circulating alongside Teyana's mirror photo. Fans began comparing the two, calling it the battle of energy. One fan tweeted, "She's healing. He's hiding." Another wrote, "Every time a woman stands in her power, a man somewhere posts a gym selfie." Brutal but not entirely wrong. Teyana stayed quiet, strategically quiet. No subtweets. No shade. Just her usual work ethic. Photos from rehearsals, studio sessions, and business meetings started popping up. She wasn't feeding the drama. She was redirecting the spotlight. Still, even in her silence, her power only grew. Then came the leak. Late one Thursday night, a popular gossip page posted an alleged voice note between Aaron and one of his close friends. The audio was muffled but clear enough to recognize his voice. In it, he could be heard saying, "She's different now. It's like she needs the world's approval for everything. I miss when it was just us." That one line reignited the firestorm. Fans dissected every word. Some said he sounded heartbroken. Others called it manipulation. The phrase "just us" became a meme overnight. Mocked, remixed, and quoted across platforms. The following morning, Teyana posted an Instagram story with a simple message. "When you grow, not everyone grows with you. And that's okay." It wasn't direct. Didn't need to be. By then, the internet had already chosen sides. Team Teyana dominated timelines. Her followers doubled in a week. Brands reposted her images under the label Empowerment Queen. Feminist blogs published think pieces about her courage. Even major news outlets began covering her story, not as a scandal but as a moment of evolution. Still, not everyone saw it that way. Some of Aaron's supporters accused Teyana of playing the victim, turning private pain into public performance. "She's capitalizing off heartbreak," one critic tweeted. But even those comments couldn't stop the momentum. Because for every critic there were 10 fans saying, "She's speaking for all of us." Behind the glamour, though, things were messy. Friends who had once seen them as inseparable now described their relationship as emotional whiplash. One day they were texting heart emojis. The next, they were in separate rooms, avoiding eye contact. "They love each other," a mutual friend said, "but they're living in different movies." Aaron, sources claimed, had started pulling away completely. He stopped showing up to her events. He ignored calls from mutual friends. He buried himself in work. Acting gigs, gym sessions, silent retreats. Meanwhile, Teyana leaned on her circle of powerful women. Artists, stylists, entrepreneurs. Women who reminded her that independence wasn't rebellion. The emotional climax came 2 weeks later when Teyana appeared at a charity gala. Solo. No Aaron. No entourage. Just her. Wearing a sleek white gown that symbolized both peace and power, she walked into that ballroom like she had nothing left to prove. Cameras flashed. Questions flew. But she just smiled, that calm, knowing smile that said, "I've survived worse." During her brief red carpet interview, a reporter dared to ask, "How are you and Aaron doing?" Without missing a beat, she replied, "We're both growing. Sometimes growth means growing apart. And that's okay." Boom. The quote of the night. It played on every entertainment site, every blog, every trending hashtag. It wasn't bitter. It wasn't defensive. It was grace under fire. That moment sealed it. Fans didn't just support her, they respected her. Because she wasn't dragging him. He was freeing herself. Later that night, she posted one last story. A single line in white text on black. "Real love doesn't ask you to dim your light. It helps you shine brighter." No photo. No context. Just truth. Aaron's response? Silence. And in today's world, silence speaks volumes. Insiders claim he tried to reach out privately. A call. A message. Maybe even an apology. But by then, Teyana had already moved on. Not to another man, but to another version of herself. The one who didn't wait for permission to glow. Months from now, people will forget the details. The dress, the argument, the captions. But they'll remember the feeling. That viral, electric shift when a woman decided that her light wasn't up for negotiation. Because that's what made this story more than gossip. It wasn't about who wore what or who said what. It was about a woman refusing to be smaller than her potential. Teyana Taylor didn't just walk away from a man. She walked into her own power. And somewhere, deep down, Aaron probably knew that the moment she stopped explaining herself was the moment he truly lost her. Because when a woman learns that her worth isn't defined by who claps for her, she stops performing and starts reigning.